Anopay majority leader and minority leader Honorable Ayarega and Afenyo Markin. We from other leaders. Asia the media first Obiama an opening statement in Bibia to answer questions at Parliament race some about issues on LGBT near there the vetting of the Chief Justice near there no Afenya Kasawi Ayarega Kasawi na media busa question abrante bi ko busa question on the new CJ the swearing in of Justice Baffoe-Bonnie as Speaker of Parliament and or cast on no take course at Timbia or for the case akoma appointment committee so no veti a new Chief Justice and omubusa Afenyo Markin say onkro for beba na Afenyo Markin sama wa Canada no medie in my view why be that you be on my be nya in Parliament be patcho. I feel say some of the words we use especially for Justice Baffoe-Bonnie na very strong words. Very strong words for the Baffoe-Bonnie committee, and especially Justice Baffoe-Bonnie. I feel say some of the words were a bit harsh in my view. Why be that? Or be patchowa enyem because some of the words are pretty strong. We be breaking it down. My mom TV. I'll do analysis on it for you. Now we are. Mama subscribe. I'll subscribe. I know click bell notification and make the video be to ma. Obe hu no eti ma hwe. Bu wie nso a. Now we are commenting in the comment section. Now I call app any Play Store. I want need the agro. Person send this cabefia. Baby I will be Netherlands, America, UK. Baby I will be and no and will be any better. You get the best rate on that platform. Now they send you cigar. Yes, and then the majority and the minority don't know about Yarega. Boko Central, and on about Afenyo Markin, the Futu, HCI, Parliament, by BBA, they need to update the country on what is happening. LGBT cases, they are. Now, some of the kind, the journalist Kobusa era Afenyo Markin say, MPP better not them will promote Justice Baffoe-Bonnie in the next 9 minutes. See, somehow on about Afenyo Markin kind.
Whether or not we are going to participate in any process. For us, all the cards are on the table. First of all, we see the conduct of the Baffoe-Bonnie committee as a travesty of justice. I mean, what that committee has done, the purported recommendation, should prick their own conscience, all the committee members. A referral has been made to you as a committee, and at least 4 of the members of the committee are judges, a retired Supreme Court judge and 2 sitting Supreme Court judges. You have 3 petitions before you. You are done with the hearing of 1. You tell the person, the respondent, being Her Ladyship Justice Araba Esaba Torkornoo, and her lawyers, that come back on the 15th for us to begin the hearing of the second petitioner's petition. Then suddenly, the second petitioner's lawyers write for a long adjournment, and out of the blue, a report is purportedly done recommending her removal, and within 2 hours the report is fully studied and recommendation as made is complied with or adhered to or decision taken. The Baffoe-Bonnie committee must be ashamed of itself. That committee has reduced our democracy to something that cannot have a phrase to describe. That you are a committee, a constitutional body, a constitutional committee under Article 146. You have been given a docket, so to speak, to handle. You are not done with the hearing. You say you are done with the decision. I'm sure if our friends were in office, were in opposition, and this had happened under an MPP government, hell would have broken loose. I'm sure the noise they will make in this country. But you know, our approach is different, to follow due process and engage the attention of the country. That is why we keep raising these things. In any event, the respondent, Gertrude Torkornoo, the Chief Justice, has a case in court challenging the constitutionality of the actions that have been brought against her, raising issue of procedural irregularities. And these are matters that are before the court, at the High Court, at the Supreme Court. And if you see the rate at which the Supreme Court itself move with some speed to expeditiously hear the injunction application, yet fail to expeditiously determine the substance of the matter, it tells you so many things. And I'm speaking to the Supreme Court of our country. You have a plaintiff who comes with a constitutional matter and comes with an interrogatory application. You hear the interrogatory application, but the main application you are not in a rush to determine. You go to the High Court, the matter is before the High Court, there is no hurry to determine it. You leave it in abeyance. Then my Lord Puaman is in a hurry to sign, quote unquote, the death warrant of his colleague. What my Lord Puaman forgot is that when he was nominated as a Supreme Court judge, there were matters against him at the General Legal Council, Parliament. Some people petition Parliament that because the matter has not been determined, we should stop the hearing. But Honorable Ketiamo prevailed on colleagues, though he was in opposition, and said, no, there must be fairness. The man has been nominated. We as Parliament, we have vetted him. We have to be fair and not say that because somebody is doing this against him, that should stop Parliament. So we have to be fair. People must always think about tomorrow. A certain precedent is being set that blots the beautiful democracy we otherwise have. So now, my Lord Baffoe-Bonnie is now being nominated. A matter is pending in the Ghanaian court and also at the ECOWAS court. The ECOWAS court, there was an interim relief. As we speak, the Attorney General has not filed a process to respond to the substantive matter, at least through the press release that was put out by Her Ladyship Justice, the Chief Justice. She is a plaintiff in the matter at the ECOWAS court. So we must ask ourselves, what do we want to achieve? Sometimes our friends talk about certain things that happened to them yesterday. I will repeat this for the umpteenth time. This you do me, I do you. Oh, it happened yesterday, it must happen today. To what end? So that, for the sake of argument, if you succeed in finally kicking out this innocent woman who all her life has served her country, private practice, getting into High Court, getting to Court of Appeal, and finally Supreme Court, and the honor of being a Chief Justice, you kick her out. And MPP comes into office in 2029. You have a Chief Justice. You've set the precedent. But must we, the political leaders, subject ourselves to these? No. We can do better. And that is what I call on my friends to do. We can do better. And some of the judges at the Supreme Court who may think in one way or the other, must shut their eyes. Well, tomorrow is waiting on all of us. Today we hear that some high court judges who were to be sworn in, there was a postponement of the swearing in, and now some have been told that for circumstances beyond control, your appointment has been withdrawn. How sad. How sad. So let's be careful with this reset. The reset must be positive. The reset must be positive. Let's be careful how this reset is being managed, because there is always a tomorrow. There is always a tomorrow. We need to manage how we want to go about things. So, Mr. Kweku Sechidansu, correct? I got your name correct? We have preliminary constitutional issues to raise, and I am sure that at the right time, you will know the minorities' approach. Whatever approach you will take will be to serve the good interests of the people of Ghana, and we will do just that.
Yes. So that is Honorable Afenyo Markin. Now, why I feel some of them is strong is that committee no me who bonea that can force this process no my yet. But bit of issue I kind of say 3 petitions aba. Na nyina so ba kuma me nyaya committee 3 ni nyina. Though say because as a one is enough for them to stop the other 2, I may agree. But I believe that I also agree that they should have listened to all the 3 Makanda. But the position of one, adverse finding of one, is also enough grounds to remove the chief. So it's a chalk and cheese. Many issues with that. I think they are mechanically I may explain. I'll be a man new to the channel because you are growing. Is this one? Medrin say a serving justice of the Supreme Court should not be part of the process. There's a reason. Justice Baffoe-Bonnie is the most senior justice of the Supreme Court. The second most senior is Justice Bawumia, Scott Grable Bawumia. About 2015. And to the Kasana Katie and opposition, you know. Yes. Paul Baffoe-Bonnie 2008, Papa Kofona, nominated or non justice, and name your Justice Duchi, any other. Said Justice Paul Baffoe-Bonnie, were the 59, I think 69 or so, obey 70 next year. Or call retirement. Now say BB, I can say be a Scott Bawumia, people will raise issues. And on no crown himself, they never benefited in Mahama Nini Susu Munti no be say a beer. And I've always said that perception, into the measure corruption perception index. Into Kufuado perception index, and yes, a biom Kasakufon comes where we scan a present Mahama 2014 for women to question that this one to receive a we cow. And you susuye. But we have me also using more day. That will be susueni susuye no only me. Obi so say Eugene wa ben only me. E the perception of me. O shia me a and obi wants we shi oba. One tun no funa o perceive say oba nie. One ne kodem na bi obi na no kasa we kasa say nem hu ye ntesa. So perception is not always reality. But in politics, perception is almost a reality. Because you may not have the forum to explain yourself. And if you don't have the forum to explain 4 years or about people can stand on that perception to vote against you. Enti me dey be me ati my video reader say kaminya ya yempe e bia retired justice of the Supreme Court to be. Ni inform the current auditor general must be part of the process. Maybe the current NCC at least one then your constitution. How many times that is a shard bosses? Abiyansa sa ko shard boss. And then see how many times that is NCC about say ya pamwom. They are constitutionally guided bodies like the EC. Like the Chief Justice and Tainsi, near Mumunye. Sana me, and I don't only share, I share this view at least with lawyer near not the backup on Nimra or Nimyansa Bibi Class and Mra, a constitutional letter, a lawyer per excellence. Osua dia kwani ma even at your constitutional review committee ye ono da no Professor Edkwesi Prep of CDD. Enti me dwen say your nkrofom ye like mind the day bi omo dwen say me ye mpa san nkrofo ni bi ne inform ye. Again me san dwen say so omo establish a prima facie na the Council of State through the president must tell us publicly why our Chief Justice is being removed. Currently, don't can enye ye because Article 146 say in camera. Makaje in camera just be camera in camera just wo ye ne dem. Law for mo bro for na confusing in camera just wo ye ne dem. It currently the way ya enye ye. But we mean going forward, no, we need to be told why our Chief Justice is being removed. Ne bia processing ye be ne dem ametiase. But they established a prima facie because the committee established this at least the basic need why our Chief Justice is being removed. Sana me, these are some of the things Sana me dream say going forward, you know. Ebia from 1999, Article 146 the process started kicking ebia na yen think about it. Media me dream say the other call ebeboa. But honorable Afenyo Markin, I believe say these are the issues he raising here. And Afenyo Markin is complaining about the Supreme Court. The NDC complained about the Supreme Court. I had cause to complain about the optics of the Supreme Court. Assembly court 2 days. Na sem no na yeka. Asem foforo be court 1 month. Na yenti bibia. Unse court ni gusu ho. The only people that have changed are the political actors. Let's fight for strong institutions. See, fighting for institutions, institution no matter obi obeba Eugene party o, Akokwa party o, Kwaku Mensa party o, Amamponsa party o, ombeye dwuma. The institutions will work. Institutions don't mean nyansa. Because of they know how you people play politics, they will play the politics to suit the politician of the day. And then who complain about do case be koi? Kakru ni aka 11 na kem. Nini na issues are. Medjen say, you see the adjourn call strong institutions. That said, and I believe some of your words, leader, who are very strong. You are a gentleman, why you be there? Maybe upon sober reflection, maybe you've been prompt to maybe I believe some of the words, especially for my Lord, Adam become my Lord, for Justice Gabriel Scott Palmer, I believe are a bit of a strong words. I don't know what you think. Subscribe it. Now click on this discussion. The video be to my be if you think send your canon, you share my viewer. You can leave your comments in the comment section. Send the American Ghana and Bye bye.